inspired you to go into medicine in the first place?
Medicine in general? I always thought I was going to do some sort of medicine ever since I was little in high school.
Yeah.
And actually deciding to do medicine took place in college. I wanted to do optometry first, but I realized that medicine opens a whole range of options for you.
Right.
You can go anywhere from pediatrics to surgery
Jay would have done
to
it. Margaret would have done it.
anesthesia, adult.
Okay.
I imagine Wendy would have, but
I just
she
really
would've
wanted
waited a year
to,
and did Peds one
I know
year
it's
and
cliche, but help people.
get that
Yeah.
next.
I said, don't put that on your application because everyone wants to help people.
Yeah.
And so I just thought I'd have more of a capacity to help people.
Probably. Megan took it.
How do you like your relationships with your patients? Like, is it easy to like interact with them?
Oh yeah, it's pediatrics, so our
Yeah.
patients are great, and they're usually the main reason that we keep going because they're just wonderful. You come in every day, and they're smiling, they're happy, they get better faster,
Yeah.
and so that's very rewarding. So our patient population is, for all pediatricians, the reason why we came to do this. It's a happier kind of field because all the kids are happy, and you have to learn how to do happy things. So the parents might be a little bit more difficult.
Right. Is that the best part of your job, or do you like something more about it?
For pediatrics, well, the people you work with usually, everyone's happier and they're more laid back. You have to be comfortable dealing with children, so you have to be able to have good rapport with kids, and so usually those are the happier people.
Yeah.
More hands-on, more into like the little things in every kid life. And then of course our patient population bounces back quicker. There's not as many deaths as in the adult world. I mean, there are a few, but not as many. And just everyone's happier to begin with. The little kid can smile at you, and you can do anything but smile at them.
Do you have a part of your job that you hate?
Part of the job that we hate. It's always difficult, let's say. I mean, patients don't die as often as adults do, but when they do, it's hard. It's emotionally hard on you because you start to form a relationship with the family, with the child. And in certain cases, if there's abuse going on, that's difficult to handle with the kid. And you work long hours, but that's just in residency. To be expected in residency. So
Part of the job that you feel is most rewarding about pediatrics?
it's really working with the children. Yeah. Making a difference in their lives. Like if you're a general pediatrician, you can see your long-term effects because you're their doctor since their birth to 18 or longer. And then working in the hospital, your kids bounce back really quick. So to do medicine, all of us will usually say you pretty much need to figure out if it's worth it for you because there's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. Medical school is not easy. Of course, it's pretty difficult, and then you pretty much sign your next 4 years away to say, I'm going to be studying most of the time indoors, not doing anything else. Residency is a little bit harder as far as sleep.
I think it'll affect how many people actually see medical school being worth it, and then people deciding to be
It's a good question.
doctors.
That's a good question. It depends, we get our salary from the GME. It depends, how much because the government controls the funds that go into GME. So it depends what they end up doing with it, because we're not quite sure what they're doing with that right now.
Yeah.
Affordable Health Care Act, the thing about pediatrics is I don't think there will be a state that refuses to cover children's insurance if they need assistance. I mean, that will probably be in place no matter what happens to the adult insurance, this Affordable Health Care Act, et cetera, et cetera. So in that sense, you'll get reimbursed somewhat, whether it's good or bad. It just depends. I think it does put into question whether it's worth going to medical school a lot, especially with the more lucrative specialties. The Affordable Health Care Act sort of limits the reimbursement that they'll get for the procedures that they do, things like that. Primary care, I don't think primary care is as affected by Obamacare / Affordable Health Care Act. So A lot of times physicians just overbill
Okay.
for their services, so they will be properly reimbursed for the services they gave the patient.
Okay.
And they're doing that right now. I'm not quite sure if that's going to change once the act is, we see the effects of that act. If I had to pick a specialty to do again for medical school, I'd definitely pick pediatrics. So I'm very happy with what I picked. Most people are. We don't usually do it for the money. You don't go into peds for the money.